So now what we need to do is that we need to let the user add movies to the favorite list. But how can we do that? Well, first of all, if the user clicks on the checkout button of any movie, for example this movie, we want here to add a button that will let the user add that movie to the favorite list. So this page is the single movie page. So in the single movie page, what I'm gonna do is that here in the single movie, I'm gonna add here a new button that will let the user add that movie to the favorite list. So here I'm gonna create a button, and that button is just gonna be a tag, and then this A is just gonna say add to favorite, or anything you want. I'm gonna just say add to favorite, add to favorite, and then this A tag must have obviously href, and that href is just going to execute a function that will add that movie to the favorite list. So we need here to pass URL underscore 4, and then the name of the function that we want to execute. I'm gonna create a function called add to favorite, add and then underscore to favorite. And obviously we need to pass the name, the title of that movie that we want to store in the favorites. So I'm going to say here comma, and then I'm going to pass the title, which is going to be equal to movie.title. So I'm going to say here movie.title, because we want obviously title, because we want obviously to take that movie with us and pass it to this function and add it to the favorite list. And I'm going to also add a class here to this A tag class, and it's going to be equal to btn and btn primary, which is just an amazing bootstrap class that is going to make our button look amazing. So I'm going to say here btn primary. And now what we need to do is that we want to create this function add to favorite. So in the index.py, I'm going to create a new function here with a root. So here I'm going to say at and then app.root, and it's obviously going to be equal to add. This root is going to have a root of or a URL of add to favorite, and obviously it's going to take, as we learned, it's going to take the title in the URL, and then we need to create the function. I'm going to obviously need to name the function add to favorite. And of course, it's going to take the title as a parameter. And now the most important thing here begins. Now what we need to do is that we need to take that movie and store it in the favorite list. How can we do that? How can we store that in the? How can we store a movie in the favorite list? Well, we can do that, as I explained, by using sessions, by utilizing sessions. So here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create an empty dictionary called favorite underscore list, which is just going to be an empty dictionary. And then we need to check. First, we need to check if we already have a favorite list or not, because we cannot store a movie in the session without having a key called favorite in the session. So here I'm going to say if, and then if the favorite, if we have a favorite key in the session, so if we have favorite in session, if we have that key, if we have a favorite list, then now we can take that favorite list and then add that movie to it. So here I'm going to say favorite list, and then I'm going to add that movie to it. But before I add that movie to it, we need to get the alt session, because the alt session might contain other movies. So we need to get the alt session. How can we get the alt session? We just say session and then .get, and then we get the key that we want, which is the favorite, and then we store it. We store that old session or old list in this favorite list. So in the favorite list, this is favorite list, favorite underscore list is going to be equal to the old one, because we want to add a new movie to the old one. And if the old one is empty, there is no problem. It's just going to create that new, it's just going to get that empty kind of empty session and then store it in the favorite list. And else, if we don't, if that favorite list, if that favorite key is not in the session, we obviously need to create that key. So I'm going to say else. If we don't have that key, then we just need to say here session, and then we want to create a new key in the session called favorite, and then it's going to be equal to an empty dictionary. And finally, we just need to store that movie in the favorite list. So here I'm going to say, what I'm going to say is that I'm going to store this movie in the favorite list. So we need to kind of push it to the favorite list. So to add a new key and value to the dictionary, we just say here title and then equals to title, because the favorite list is going to have this structure. It's just going to have this structure. It's a dictionary, and a dictionary just has a key and a value, and a key and a value, and then key, value, and each key is just going to be the movie name, and the value also is going to be the movie name. Of course, you can give it a different key than the movie title, but I found that this is very simple for you to understand, and also you don't have to create or generate a special key. You just can utilize the title to kind of create that key and value. And then finally, we need to throw this favorite list in the session. So to throw it in the session, all we need to do is that we just need to say session favorite is equal to that list. So session favorite is just going to be equal to the new list that has that new movie added to it. So favorite underscore list. And of course, after we add that favorite list to the session, we just need to return somewhere. Where should we return? Well, we can return to the main page because there is no need to stay in the same page. We can simply return, and then redirect, and then we can redirect to the main page URL underscore 4, and then we redirect to the main page. So one more time, let me explain this logic one more time. What's going to happen here is that once the user clicks here in the home page, in the single movie page, once the user clicks on add to favorite, what's going to happen is that this movie title will be passed to the add to favorite function, and the add to favorite function is just going to take that movie, and then it's going to first check if we have a favorite key in the session. If we do have a favorite key in the session, we just get the favorite list from the session and store it in the favorite list. If we don't have a favorite key in the session, we just create that favorite key in the session. And of course, this is going to be empty because we just created that favorite key. We just added that new key to the session. And then either way, we just need to get that title, get that movie title, and then store it in the favorite list. And then finally, we just kind of throw this favorite list, which could contain many movies. And of course, the first time is just going to contain the first movie. But as the user adds more movies, it's going to contain more movies. And then we just throw this in the session in a key called favorite. And then we just return to the main page. And now let me just run our script. Let me run our script and make sure that you don't have any typos. Let me now run our script and head on over back to the browser to test. So let me now head on over back to the browser to test. So let me refresh, and then now we have our home page. Let me click on checkout of any movie, for example this movie, checkout. And now we have a button called add to favorite. If I click on it, guess what? If I click on it, what happened is that behind the scenes the movie was added to the favorite list, and then it redirected us to the main page. And if you want to make sure that the movie has been added to the favorite list, all you need to do is that you need to click on the favorite button here, and it's going to take you to the favorite list. And of course, the favorite list for now is empty because we did not create the code for the favorite.html yet.